Welcome back to Algebra 1, Chapter 9, Section 2 in this book. We're talking about simplifying radicals. Now there's a couple of little rules. Remember, radical is the square root symbol. If you have two things under a square root symbol, you can break them up and multiply them back together, and that's sometimes easier. For example, if you had the square root of 4 times 100, or 400, we might not know that right off. We'd probably try it on our calculator. But we could break it up into the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 100, that line should go all the way up, is 10. 2 times 10 is 20. So if it's like this, you're doing it on your calculator. But when there's x's involved, sometimes this is a handy little thing to know. Here's another one. If you have a square root over a fraction, you can take the square root of the numerator and the denominator separate. So if we have the square root of 9 over 25, that's the square root of 9 over the square root of 25, 3 over 5, because 3 times 3 is 9, 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, how do you do the square root of 8? Well, we do its factor tree. Pick two things that go into 8. 2 times 4. And 4 is made out of 2 times 2. We have twins here. This one gets killed, sadly. This one gets out of jail. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This one has to stay in jail because he didn't have a twin. So the answer to the square root of 8 is 2, that's the 2 that got out, times the 2 that's still in. This is considered the simplified version of that. This is the proper one. Okay, here's another one. 5 doesn't have any twins. 16, though, is made out of 4 times 4. So 5 has to stay in jail, but in the denominator, 1 4 gets out, 1 gets destroyed. Ta-da! How about this one? Square root of 1/4. To me, 4 is made out of 2 times 2, and 1 is made out of 1 times 1. One of each of those goes away, the other two get out. I circle them when they get out. So that equals 1/2. Does that one make sense? Let's try this one. Square root of 50. Well, I'm going to do a factor tree for 50. I'm going to say 10 times 5, 2 times 5. Because 5 times 10 is 50, 2 times 5 is 10. This one gets out, that one dies, this one stays in jail. So the answer is 5 times the square root of 2. How about this one? 4 is made out of 2 times 2. 3 stays in jail. 1 2 dies, the other one gets out. How about this one? Well, 4 is not under a radical, so it's going to be the denominator. But what about 20? 20 is made out of 4 times 5. 4 is made out of 2 times 2. There's my twins. That one gets destroyed, that one gets out, that one stays in jail. So this is 2 times the square root of 5 in the numerator. Square root of 32 over 50. Okay, we already know the square root of 50 is 5 times the square root of 2. And the square root of 32 is 4 times 8. 8 is made out of 2 times 4. That one gets out, this one dies, that one stays in jail. So this is 4 times the square root of 2. Now, I have a square root of 2 in the numerator and the denominator. Guess what they get to do? Cancel out. Whoop. So I'm left with 4/5. Now, your book says that it is considered improper if we had something like this, 1 times the square root of 2. It is considered improper, bad math etiquette, for there to be a radical in the denominator. Now, according to my college-age sons, college doesn't care anymore. Back in the day, they did. And this was considered bad math etiquette, and you had to straighten it out. How you would straighten it out is by multiplying the top and bottom by the radical in the denominator. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is equal to square root of 4, which is 2. 1 times the square root of 2 is square root of 2. So this is the answer they would like, not that one. But according to my college-age sons, this is fine in college now. But in high school, we're still teaching to straighten it out. Here's a problem from your book. It's the speed of a ship, a sailing ship. You can figure out by doing 16/9 times x. And so here our x is 32. So we do, to get the speed by itself, you take the square root of both sides. Do this on your calculator exactly. Do second squared to get the radical, then do 16 times 32 divided by 9. Whenever you are dividing into more than one thing though, you need to put it in parentheses. So do the radical sign, or if you don't do parentheses, you can do the alpha y equals on your calculator, and it'll give you the numerator denominator option, and you can do that instead of putting it in parentheses. I want you to practice this on your calculator. Make sure you know how to do it. It should be around 7.5. Alright, so that is this chapter, learning a little bit more about radicals, what's allowed, how you simplify them, Arkham Asylum for the criminally insane, how you get out of there. Alright, math is great. See you next time.